It is a tiny printer that connects wirelessly to your smartphone, and you might be wondering, where's the paper? Well, this thing works a little differently. You open up the smartphone app, decide and configure what you want to print, and then just drag it across the sheet of paper you want to print it on. You can also make taller images using multiple swipes, although this was pretty hard to get right when I tried it. And it's not just limited to paper. In fact, almost every surface I tried it on that wasn't covered in some sort of coating, it works with. This, by the company Mopic, is the Snap 3D, and it is a smartphone case that you can clip to the back and protects your phone, but with one massive twist. You can take the case off the back and put it on the front of your smartphone, and it turns your screen into a glasses-free 3D experience. Almost like a 3DS on steroids. It's got a massive library of content and can also auto-convert almost every 3D video. And the craziest thing with no external attachments is you can take a 3D photo with the front camera or the rear camera of someone else and just place this on top of your screen and view it. The effect is not going to come across on camera, but this is unlike any smartphone accessory I've ever tested. And they've actually built an application which tracks your eyes so that the 3D can adjust as you move around. Okay, this product is the smartphone microscope, and it doesn't look too dissimilar from a lot of cheap knockoff camera lenses that don't really do anything, but this one surprised me. You just screw in the attachment and clip it around your phone like you would any other camera lens, but this one comes with quad LEDs built in. To which you might be thinking, why do I need that? Well, it gets pretty dark when you're magnifying something 120 times. It's quite tough to comprehend that extent of magnification. It's the equivalent of going from seeing something from a distance to seeing every wrinkle, nook and pore. This is the Merge headset, which I'm going to guess gets its name because it kind of merges the worlds of virtual reality and augmented reality. We'll get to that in a second, but first of all, this is probably the most comfortable headset you've worn in a while. It's got adjustable eyepieces, and with this you also don't need a separate controller, it's got spring-loaded buttons built in. You're then taken to this hub on your smartphone where you can browse all the different VR experiences. There are games, there are apps, all the standard stuff, but if you haven't explored VR on smartphones yet, you might be surprised at the variety and how good a lot of this stuff is. So, I also mentioned augmented reality, and that's where the Merge Cube comes in. You can probably tell the company has built some really intricate patterns on this, and because of this intricacy, the phone can track what is happening on the cube at any one time with a surprising degree of accuracy. And so essentially, this is your portal into AR, and there's nothing huge, there's no blockbuster games here, but plenty of interesting surprises, and when you combine it with virtual reality at the same time, the effect is, again, pretty unique to this product. At the risk of looking a little underwhelming in comparison, these are the cable twist ties, and what they lose in novelty, they make up for in practicality. You get 5 in one pack, and each one hooks around itself so that the cable you've wound up so nicely stays that way. And there are all sorts of different sizes for all sorts of different cables. Can be quite a good way of also shortening a cable that's just way too long. Now, on the subject of cable management, and I promise we'll move on, but I do like this one. This is Mobu, and like the previous one, you get multiple in a pack. Each one kind of looks like a mini protective case, and what you do is clip it around your cable at a point of your choice, and then what you do when you're done with this cable is clip the different Mobu modules together, instead of curling it up and throwing it in a pile, and that way the cable doesn't get tangled. I'm always a little skeptical when I see the name Magic written on a product, but this one, I've got to say, it did surprise me. These are gloves, primarily. Pretty nice, pretty warm, pretty decent looking gloves. But, as well as keeping your hands warm, they also are coated with microfiber material, which means with a couple of rubs you can polish up even the worst fingerprint magnets. And it's not just for smartphones. Having this product as a glove means you can reach a lot of places that you wouldn't be able to with a cloth. Then we've got the love handle, which if you boil it down is just one more way that you can avoid dropping your smartphone. But this one has a focus on customization. So as well as having just a ton of designs to pick from, you can also design your own on their site. It's pretty cool. It's not the best grip I've used on my phone, but not the worst either. It does the job. Alright, this is the tap strap. quite a unique way of reinvigorating an old watch that might have been replaced by a smarter alternative. It's a watch strap that's not exactly about to win any design awards, but it has the ability to make wireless payments. So you hook it up to your smartphone, set up an account, and you can top up your watch straps as and when you need them. So you don't necessarily need to carry your phone around. Yup, it is a mouse mat with what they call a micro-textured surface, so your mouse pretty much flies across it. But also, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone with this product, because in the top left corner, that's a Qi wireless charging station. And you actually don't even need to be that precise with where you're placing your phone. You probably heard that thud when this thing just landed. This is putty, in a way, but unlike putty you've probably ever seen before. It's built to stop heavy objects falling if you ever had an earthquake, but at the same time it does a pretty darn good job at holding up your smartphone. In fact, this is what I use for a lot of those shots where you can see a smartphone being held up but can't see what's holding it. Now, this product right here would be my preferred alternative to the watch straps. You can again make wireless payments with it, but it's completely waterproof, scratch-proof, and it kind of looks decent. As far as rings go, I'm not much of a ring person. And there's also an app you can download which helps you track both the incomings and the outgoings just from this ring alone. If you enjoyed this video, I've got a whole playlist of smartphone gadgets which I think you'll really like, so I'll leave that link to this. And also, these videos take an age to make, pretty much 4 solid days in terms of finding, buying, testing, and then filming everything, so if you did enjoy it, a subscribe would be really appreciated. As always, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss,